we're going to talk about some special theorems that go along with our triangles. Now the first one is one that you already know. It's called the triangle angle sum theorem. And that's the one that says the angles in the triangle have to add up to 180. So I believe you know that one, so we won't spend much time there. So the three angles have to add up to 180. The triangle inequality theorem. So let's say I have the lengths of three sides of my triangle. I'm going to give you three numbers and you're going to have to tell me whether or not they form a right triangle, or I'm sorry, a triangle at all. So the rule says that two sides added together have to be bigger than the third side. So any two sides. So if I were to give you, say, 2, 7, and 8, and ask you, could that make a triangle? Well, you add together 2 plus 7, which is 9, and that's bigger than 8. So the answer would be yes, those make a triangle. Now what if I gave you, say, 2, 6, and 8? Could I make a triangle out of those? Well, you notice that 2 plus 6 is equal to 8, and the rule says it has to be bigger. So the answer is no. So two sides added together have to be bigger than the third side. And technically we're supposed to check all the sides, but notice I took the two smallest and added them together to compare it to the largest. Since 8 is already bigger than 7 and 2, I don't have to check to see if 8 plus 2 is bigger than 7, because of course it's going to be. I'm just going to check the two smallest. Now another spin on this is, if I give you two sides and ask you, what are the possibilities for the third side? Well, I've got 2 and 6. So I could pick several numbers. Could it be 3? I think so, because 2 plus 3 is 5. Could it be 4? 2 plus 4 equals 6, so that wouldn't work. How about 5? Well, actually, 3 didn't work either, did it? Sorry, 3, because 2 plus 3 is 5, which is less than 6. But 2 plus 5 is 7. That would work, because that's bigger than 6. How about another 6? 2 plus 6 is 8. That works. How about 7? 2 plus 7 is 9. How about 8? Well, 2 plus 8 is 10, and that's bigger than 6. But 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. So it can't be 8. So those are my boundaries here. It's these numbers that are bigger than 4, but less than 8. We're going to express that as an inequality. So I'm going to say that my third number that I could put in here is somewhere between 4 and 8. I can't include 8, I can't include 4, but all the numbers in between, 4.2, 7.9, any decimals or whole numbers in between 4 and 8. So that is something you'll be asked to do. If we give you two numbers, you're going to express as an inequality the possible third numbers. Now let's take a look at the shortcut here. Where'd the 4 come from? Well, 6 minus 2 gave me 4. Where'd the 8 come from? Well, 2 plus 6 gave me 8. So that's going to be a shortcut to get your lower boundary and your upper boundary. The next theorem is our exterior angle theorem. And you may have seen something like this before. An exterior angle is just an extension of one of the sides. I'll go ahead and number these. Just take one of the sides and extend it, and you have yourself an exterior angle to the triangle. Well, if you notice, angle 1 and 2 are a linear pair, so they have to add up to 180. And then 2, 3, and 4, because they're the angles in the triangle, also have to add up to 180. So what we find out with our exterior angle theorem is that this exterior angle, now since these three are interior, angle 3 and angle 4 are called the remote interior. When you think of your remote, you probably think, oh, it's that thing that changes the channels. But my question would be, from where? Your remote control allows you to control something from far away. So angle 3 and angle 4 are far away from the exterior, since angle 2 is adjacent to it. So here's our rule, is that the exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the remote interior angles. So in this picture, we would say that the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4. That is our exterior angle theorem. Next up, we have two fairly basic rules. This one says the largest angle is opposite of what? Well, let's say I gave you a triangle, and I'm going to name this triangle DOG because you're about to hear my dog bark. And I'll put the numbers 5, 7, and 11 for my triangle sides. Notice 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 is bigger than 11, so this really does make a triangle. The largest angle is opposite the longest side. So in this particular triangle, the longest side is the 11. It's opposite from angle O. Angle O is the largest angle. And in the same vein, angle G is the smallest angle because it's across from the smallest side. This one says the shortest side is opposite from, so I'll just draw us a little triangle here. We'll say that's 30, 60, and 90. And we'll label these, we'll call it CAT. So notice the biggest angle here is the 90. So CT would be the longest side. The shortest side is going to be opposite from the smallest angle. So since 30 is the smallest angle, AT is the shortest side. 90 is the biggest angle, so CT, the hypotenuse in this figure, would be the longest side. So those are some basic theorems, and now you're going to get a chance to practice those and do some work and ask some questions.